YouTube. You can find me out in the streets, looking for new talent all over Atlanta. I'm really grateful for y'all support, man. Y'all just don't know.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Songbird, and I am so excited to bring you guys another episode of season 3 of Room 1002 Exclusives. If you're joining us for the very first time, I want to welcome you. My channel is all about showcasing the hottest up and coming artists, creatives, innovators, business owners, whatever you call yourself, but right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, before I introduce today's special guest, I want to start by reminding y'all that this channel is all about community, okay? So do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share the video with your families, your friends, your co-workers. If you're here on behalf of my special guest, make sure you show him some love in the comments and don't hesitate to engage with us. We would love to hear you guys' feedback. Now, joining me today for the very first time is none other than Martin Tompkins. He is the CEO and founder of Mauve Electronics, an up-and-coming tech brand right here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I heard that Martin is here to help everyday people live more efficient lives through innovative technology. So, roomies, go ahead and help me welcome in the room today, Mr. Martin Tompkins.
Hey,
All right, let's clap for ourselves this season.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, goodness. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed watching you grow and learning more about what you do. And I think that they need to know about what you do, Martin. So I'm going to just start you off with a question that I ask all of my artists, right? So, get comfortable. Don't think too much about it. But I really want you to kind of tell everyone just briefly, who is Martin Tompkins? If I gave you a 2-line bio, what would you say about yourself?
I would say that I am a entrepreneur that really cares about people.
Yeah.
I'm somebody that enjoys every part of the business process whenever I am creating a product or bringing a product to the market. I really enjoy every single aspect.
Yeah.
Whether it's the design, whether it's the Excel sheets, the boring Excel sheets, I enjoy all of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be sending you some of my Excel sheets.
Help
me, please. No, but seriously. So you said a lot there, just even talking about how you enjoy all of the processes.
Yeah.
But so let's go through the process, right? I want to go back. Can you kind of tell us where your story begins? I mean, go all the way back if you have to.
Okay. We want to go back to childhood. We want to go back.
I mean, we can course our way through.
Okay.
Let's learn about Mr. Martin today.
Younger me was very reserved. Really didn't understand what I wanted to do with it. I'm still learning about myself now.
Yeah.
But really younger me, I really didn't take school seriously. Wasn't really involved. Academic life wasn't really good. It wasn't until I got to college that I did a mental shift for myself.
Yeah.
I was somebody that consistently turned in homework late, didn't want to do homework, thought it was boring, didn't want to study for tests, quizzes.
Okay. I would have never guessed that, being that you're so like Mr. Tech and all that.
But I will say this though, I had to do a lot of catching up in my spare time because of that.
Okay.
Because I played around when I was younger. When I got to college, I had to really get my head on straight to compete with my peers.
Yeah.
Even in today's world, when you go to work and you're competing against other people, you have to go back and almost do the homework that you didn't do just to be back on that same playground that they are now. Yeah.
I agree. So, listen, you said that you kind of had to catch up. And you said that you still feel like you're kind of catching up. Why would you say that you still feel like you're trying to catch up?
I mean, here's the thing. To be honest with you, as an entrepreneur, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
And I think that is my superpower, that I know that I don't. I still read books on entrepreneurship. I look at YouTube. I look at podcasts, listen to podcasts. I'm enrolling myself in classes to help increase my knowledge and increase my skill set. I have mentors that I speak with daily, weekly. I am still a work in progress. And I just know as an entrepreneur, if you get to a point where you think you know everything, something is wrong.
I love that. And I hope that there is someone watching who really receives that, like it's okay to still be a student, like I know we all want to be experts and we all want to feel like man, like I am the best at what I do. But there is always, whether you want to accept that this or not, there's always going to be someone who knows more than you do. And it's not because they're better than you or they're more suited for what you're trying to do. It could simply just be because they're studying harder, they're seeking the knowledge more. So never stop being a student. I really like that you just said that. So I know that you're here on behalf of Mauve Electronics. I see that you
Yes.
have on your Mauve Stone gear, and we've got some pretty cool products here to show you guys a little bit later on. Can you walk us through how you actually discovered an
Okay.
interest in tech, and that you kind of wanted to pursue that, being that, like you said, when you went to college you didn't even really know
Right.
what you were doing?
Now, I will say this though. Being a young person, I didn't know I liked business in a sense.
Okay.
Really didn't know what I knew what the term entrepreneurship was. I was also somebody crazy. I remember in middle school and high school reading books on how to manage people.
Really?
Yeah,
I was not
that
doing that.
really, really weird.
Not weird.
But I always knew that I wanted to be at least a manager in a sense.
Absolutely.
Then I started learning about what a leader is and what entrepreneurship is. When I was in college, I had an experience where I ran for student body president,
Okay.
and I lost the election. But I will say this: it taught me a lot about entrepreneurship in a sense. I got to, at that time, you could say that I was the product and the team was the product as people, right?
Absolutely.
It wasn't physical tech products or software or anything. It was people.
Yeah.
And I was the one that came up with the marketing slogans that we used. We had wristbands. Everything that was on there, I was the one that came up with that.
Wow. So you were just full throttle, like all the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
The other people on my team were really good at other things, but in terms of the bringing something to the market or showcasing it in a specific way,
Right.
that was something that I really enjoyed. And it wasn't until I lost the election, I had a family member, I think I posted on Facebook or something about it, and somebody told me, you have an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was. I Googled it. I was like, oh, I guess I do.
I know, right? Like,
And then to be honest with you, when I started my company, I really started to make some extra money.
Nice.
Times are hard.
hey, they always
COVID.
are. It seems like they always are, even when you get there.
To be honest, because
Yes.
I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't specifically say that.
Yeah.
Because if we're not making money, it's difficult to run and hold a business.
Absolutely.
And
it's kind of pointless.
It's a social club.
Absolutely.
But when I started Mauve Electronics, I pretty much just started. Well, before Mauve Electronics, I wanted to have a company, and I thought, what am I interested in?
Mm-hmm.
I knew I liked tech products. I thought about a variety of things. I thought about candles. I thought about. I mean,
I can see you making a good candle.
Well, stay tuned. You might see something coming up.
Okay.
I thought about a variety of things in a bunch of different industries, but I thought, okay, Martin, what would you be the most passionate about? Because there are going to be days that you're not going to have the energy, you're not going to be passionate.
Yeah.
What would you be most passionate about? And for me, it was the tech, the electronics. To me, they are like toys, and I still get the excitement from being a kid and like Christmas morning, like when you get a new whatever PlayStation or
Absolutely.
just a new gadget. I still get that same excitement whenever I'm looking for a new product to bring to the market.
Okay.
I get an excitement from that piece myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool, knowing that it's like a lot of us, right? I feel like there are things that we do to make money. There are things that actually someone said this to me. You have to have something that you do that makes you money, something that you're good at, and you have to find a way to merge those.
Mm-hmm.
And so for you to say, like, I really enjoy tech, I know a little bit of thing or two about how to make a little money, let me put them together. That's actually really smart. And I kind of want to know, outside of someone kind of sowing that seed of motivation into you, how did you know you were ready though? Like, how did you know, like, okay, I actually can do this? Because it's one thing to have the idea, write it all down. Oh, I have this vision in my head. You get so excited, start telling a friend or two, mama, daddy. But when did you know, like, okay, Martin, we can do this. Like, we're ready to do this.
Well, I had a job where I worked in supply chain and logistics.
Okay, so you have a very interesting background.
I have every part of business I probably have worked in.
Okay.
Yeah. But I worked in supply chain, and I was over this specific company that they are in Walmart, Target, Sam's Club. It is a very famous and well-known
Brand,
beauty
yeah.
brand that people
Okay.
use to this day. And I was the one that was organizing the shipments to go to Walmart, Sam's, and I saw all these orders go across the United States every single day. And I'm just sitting here in my apartment in Atlanta thinking, well, if I had a product, I would know how to get it from point A to point B. So I already eliminated that task. But the next thing was really for me and anybody, just find something that you like. And how do you know if you're ready or not? You don't.
Yeah.
You will never get to a point where you feel that you're ready.
Absolutely.
And I didn't know that I was ready. I just knew that that's what I liked and that's what I wanted to do. And I thought to myself, I'm a bit impulsive. That is one of my flaws, but it's
Okay.
also a strength in a way.
Yeah.
It took about a year though. When you think about just sitting down, coming up with a business, right? What type of business do I want? Then what type of products or services am I going to offer? Once I got that piece and figuring out whether I was ready or not, a lot of hours.
Yes.
A lot
Hard
of
work.
a lot of contacting with vendors and trying to figure out. But once I got it to the point where I had a logo and I saw the specific product and I figured out how I was going to brand it and market it, everything else became a little bit easier for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like you took your time.
Mm-hmm.
And I want y'all to consider that, because I know that there are people watching this who you're thinking about starting a business, or you started something and it maybe kind of crashed, and in the beginning you're like, I don't really want to do it anymore. But I want you to consider the idea of taking your time, being patient with yourself. Like you want to put out the absolute best version of what you have. And that's not to say that you can't come out the gate unless it's glitz and glam, because if you've been watching my show, you know I started out shooting on a cell phone, going to people's houses, booking things on Peerspace. I didn't have any of this camera crews and things like that, but I made sure that I knew my purpose. Like I knew what I was trying to deliver to people, instead of just throwing something together and putting it out there so you can say, oh, I have a business, or put your face on some Instagram or something like that. Really take your time. And that actually makes me want to kind of talk to you just a little bit about, once you launched everything, because now I want you to get a little bit deeper into it and actually tell us, what is Mauve Electronics?
Okay.
I know that you said you kind of sifted through different products and different things that you could sell. So what are some of the things that we can, find from Mauve Electronics, and how we can find them? And things like that.
So let's take a step back to, I started Mauve Electronics as a tech company.
Okay.
And I didn't know a lot about, when you speak to people that are really into tech, most of them can write code. They're really good at that.
Yes.
They can make software. Everybody in tech does a variety of things. It's not one specific thing. I thought the easiest way to get into tech would be to sell a tech product.
Right.
That would be for me, that would be one of the easiest ways that I could get into tech myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, because I know, because I've looked at your business, I've kind of tapped in a little bit. I know that you have a website and you've got all these products and things like that. So, did you start off with just one product, or did you come out the gate knowing like, okay, I want to sell 30 different things?
Okay.
And, did you even know who your target audience was?
I wish the knowledge I have now, I wish I would have had it really when I started it. I kind of did this approach where I had this solar charger here.
Okay.
This was our first product that I brought to the market. I actually partnered with Amazon. So it was on Amazon.com,
Okay.
Amazon's big marketplace that every single product in the world is apparently on.
No, seriously.
If you have a product, especially if it's a good product, it's pretty much on Amazon.
Absolutely.
Everybody can have access to it. But I started with this one. For me, I wanted a product that I knew people would be interested in.
Yes.
I did the product research to figure out whether it was a demand for chargers. Turns out it was.
Yeah.
But
everybody's, as much as we use those phones, yes, we need chargers.
in terms of the product audience, or the specific target audience, I made an error. I was kind of looking at every single person. I wanted to make sure everybody could use the product.
Right.
When had I known what I know now, I would have just focused down
Mm-hmm.
on one specific niche or one specific area, one
Absolutely.
specific market segment.
Smart goals, man. Specific.
Would have done that, but I will say this though, even without doing that, the marketing was so good and everything else was so organized that when we launched this product on Amazon, we quickly became an Amazon bestseller.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was the #1 new release for solar chargers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen at that.
Which surprised me. I just wanted to sell on Amazon, and I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
Had that not happened, I still would have called it a success. It really didn't matter to me. I just wanted to prove to myself that I could take a concept and bring it to the market. That's all I wanted to prove to myself. And once that happened, I remember saying, "Well, I guess that's my sign that I should keep going." Yeah.
Can I hold this?
Yes, sure.
Wow, yeah, very light.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my cell phone's probably bigger than this, or maybe the same size as my cell phone. Oh, I see you've got 3 different cords back here.
Yes.
I love that too, because all these phones change every 30 seconds, it seems like. 1 minute you charge with this kind, and you need this kind. It's ridiculous to say the least. No offense, Apple. Yeah, this is really cool. What's this component here?
So on this charger, we have a wireless key charging pad.
Okay.
That's good for your AirPods or maybe other Bluetooth headphones that may have wireless charging on the back if they support key wireless charging.
Okay.
We also have a built-in flashlight if it's dark outside. And we also have 3 built-in ports: the iOS port, the micro USB, and the Type-C USB, which most products now are going to Type-C now. Yes, which you'll notice.
Yeah.
And even outside of the phone industry, whether any type of product, you'll look and see they pretty much got a Type-C port on the back. Yeah. Yeah,
well, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And so, coming out of that huge success, right? Wow, a bestseller. That's actually pretty impressive, guys. Like, I need y'all to show him some love in the comments for that, because that's pretty impressive. First product out the gate.
Yeah.
Bestseller. If that's not motivation for you to start whatever it is you want to start, whoever you are, I don't know who is tugging at me as I'm saying these things, but there's someone watching this and you really have been contemplating. Let this be your motivation. Let his story motivate you. But outside of that, so you come out of the gate with this huge success, right? I'm sure right after, because it seems like this always happens, you hit some challenges. A couple of bumps in the road. Things got a little tricky. Things you thought you had already figured out weren't too figured out. Kind of share some of those and how you navigated through some challenges that you've been dealing with.
Difficulties happen when you're trying to, well, I'll tell you about with Amazon. With Amazon, it is the type of model we were on. You buy the products, however many you're going to buy, you buy all of them, which is for many entrepreneurs, small business owners, that is a lot of investment up front.
Yes.
Right? Every business plan doesn't require that. But if you are typically going to sell products, not always, but if it's going to a store like Walmart, Target, whatever, they need the products in the store so that they can sell them, right? So somebody has to get the products there.
Right.
I've reached barriers of supply chain issues where things sold out, now they're not there anymore.
Right.
You have to get a replenishment order, right? So if something is sold out, that's a win. Congratulations.
Right.
But now new customers can't buy your products because they're not here yet.
Yeah. Okay. I see the challenge there.
They're not here, and there are many challenges on top of being a business owner. You're trying to think about how am I going to run this business, and then you go, oh, we're sold out, inventory's low. Let me call my vendor to get more. Oh, it's not going to be here for another month. Yeah.
That's impeding on sales.
That's specifically if you only have one product.
Yes.
So just ran into a couple of supply chain issues, well, I wouldn't say it was an issue, but a challenge would have been that I would have liked to improve on, would have really just been to tone in on our marketing.
Right.
Who really are we trying to reach here with this specific product?
Absolutely.
I did think we did a good job with the initial marketing. Yeah, we initially we did have that key target person or the audience or whatever, but then the person in me that wants to be a people pleaser, I was trying to create a product that every single person use, which
Something universal.
everybody could use the products, but specifically who would use that product.
Right.
And I just would have, going back, I would have really focused the marketing efforts on that better.
And so what are some of the things that you're doing to kind of stay up on those trends?
Yeah.
Like, how are you identifying your audience? Because, I mean, you can give me a tip or two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm actually enrolled in a product management program that we talk about this. But one thing, you do want to know who your target market is.
Mm-hmm.
Who specifically am I reaching?
Mm-hmm.
And from that point, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, we have really big eyes. We're visionaries.
Absolutely.
By nature, right? As an entrepreneur, you want to have the biggest, the best. You want to see your brand go global. But to do that, the best strategy is to focus on one specific person. And if you can get a target audience and even get specific as to go, you could create a user persona, which would be a story of your customer. Example, Martin, or Martin is a viewer. Martin has a tech brand. Martin create all the aspects of what Martin looks like, and create other audience members based off of that, and then just have user personas. And every time you create an episode, you would make your episode for those specific people.
Wow.
And the people that are going to watch it because they're going to see themselves in those people.
And wow, that's actually amazing. And you just taught me something. I feel like I've kind of run into a challenge lately with Room 1002. Like, I have my loyal fan base. Shout out to my roomies. And you know, even my family, they're very supportive, but I'm kind of at a plateau where I'm like, how do I reach the people on the other side of, you know, YouTube is so particular with views and subscribers and things like that. And I've kind of run into that. Like, am I not using the keywords? Are the thumbnails not, you know, up to par? So that's definitely something that I feel like I can take from this conversation. And I love that, because usually people are just,
one thing I would say is, even ask for a survey. Maybe at the end of this episode or the next one, you put out a survey and ask people, what do they like? What would they, maybe what is the least thing that they like about it? And then from that feedback, it'll help you gauge what your target audience wants.
Yes.
Because once they tell you what they want, it's easier to give it to them.
Yeah. So are y'all going to participate? Like, I really hope you guys.
It's your job now.
Right. Like, we put it in your hands. But I would love to do that. And I mean, honestly, engagement is kind of like the biggest reason why I do this. I just love to give to people, very similar to what you said. Like, I like giving to people. I want to share with people what I find to be valuable. You know, people in Atlanta working hard, bringing us new things. You know, it's not hard to listen to the hottest rapper on the radio or whatever. You know, that's going to be there. But what about the people who are like in the back, in the shadows, like waiting for someone to acknowledge their greatness? That's kind of what I'm doing, and what Room 1002 is all about. And I honestly love what you're doing, and I think it's great. And the idea that you love what you do is what makes it different than just any old person opening up a business. So I see that you brought me a couple of products here.
Yes.
I kind of want you to just talk a little bit about them, like, and talk about this milestone on your shirt.
So when I created Mauve Electronics, I wanted to have a name that I could put on some of the products that we would bring to the market that wasn't Mauve Electronics. That's kind of boring. Somebody wants to just see, well, you know, and I think about that because I consider myself a customer of also my business, right? And as a business owner, I think, for me, at least for me, would I use this product? And now every single product that I would bring, I may not be the ideal customer audience for, right? But I need to at least go, okay, Martin, if you were going to look at this, would you be interested in it? For me, Mauve Electronics is cute. It's cute, but it's not anything that's just brandable in a sense of I want this on a specific product, right? So on our solar charger, we have Mauve Stone here. This, if you see, I'll tell this for all of you. If you see Mauve Stone, the brand name, on a specific product, that means that we are 100% behind that product. Yes. Right? We were invested in every step of the process, worked with the vendor to get this product to the United States. But this was my baby. Okay. The product packaging itself, it was a blank template that literally just white, worked with a graphic designer, created everything from scratch. that so the whole customer experience when you get this product in the mail, when you get it, you see the packaging and go, oh, Mobstone, and just that whole experience for me is something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Other entrepreneurs don't, but I enjoy that product packaging piece of creating that package and creating that experience for somebody when they get home to enjoy. Now, my other products that are available on mobstone.com.
I love that. Quick plug.
I want you to think about mobstone.com as a online marketplace for trendy products, right? Most of these products that are on here, maybe I wasn't the one that created them, but it's more of a marketplace for people to find trendy products.
Yeah, I love that.
So when we think about our Bluetooth foldable keyboard.
So cute.
This is a really trendy product that you can use with your iPad, your iPhone, or even your desk computer if the keyboard, if you don't like the keyboard per se. I paired this up with my TV. So if I'm watching Netflix or YouTube, I don't have to sit there with the remote.
Oh my goodness, especially if you have a, what do they call those? Fire stick. You got to click, 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 boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's so much. So I can just type.
What about when you put your password in?
Click, 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 boom. Click, 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 yes.
So this would avoid all of that. And it has a little trackpad here that even on the iPad, you could pair it up and move it around on the iPad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I enjoyed this one.
I might take this home. Love this color.
Our 3-in-1 wireless charger. I have this one in my living room. I have this in my bedroom, right next to my bed. I use this every day. Like there isn't a day that I don't use this. Whether I'm just sitting there watching TV, I just put my phone here with the MagSafe strip right here.
Yeah.
You can even charge your Apple Watch on the back.
On there right now.
It is and going back to our mission statement for Mauve Electronics, helping everyday people live more efficient lives through innovative technology. What better way to get efficiency than have a 3-in-1 charger?
Yeah, because I mean I have all three of those products and have to charge them separately.
Your AirPods, your iPhone, your Apple Watch, all of it in one central place.
Yeah.
It's let me show you something. So compact. These pants are actually tight today, so I won't put them in my pocket.
Come on, guys.
But if you would have had on maybe some joggers or easily put it in your backpack as you're going on a trip, this easily fits in the corner of my suitcase if I'm going on a trip.
Nice. And that's definitely effective. Like someone like me, I travel for my day job all the time. And I'm like, man, did I bring this charger? Did I bring that charger?
It's a lot to keep up with.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
It is. And I like that you said that, you thought about trendy products, right? So maybe not necessarily things that you had a hand in, but things that you yourself know that you like and you would use. And that's why I asked you earlier about like, how do you stay up on customer demand and like knowing what people want? And I mean, you already told us, like you're doing the research, you're in the classes, never stop being a student. It just goes back to that. Now, I know that it's fake spring right now in Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, you know exactly what I mean. It's fake warm right now. Do not get happy, y'all. It will be cold next week. Can you show me this cute little sweatshirt here?
Yes. Okay.
I am a sucker for a crew neck, y'all.
So with Mobstone, trying to do a better job and just keep on improving of creating what the lifestyle is for Mobstone, right? And so really when I thought about creating pieces that people would particularly wear, I thought about people wearing this and using some of the products. How would people dress that use the Mobstone products? These
kind of tech products,
right?
Exactly.
So now we're creating a lifestyle behind the brand. And so, I mean, honestly, this thing is comfy and cozy.
Yeah.
I even wear this in the house.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
It's on the inside. It's really, really soft. A tan color. We also have maroon. That's on mobstone.com.
Okay.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this one?
I will say I love a good tan.
Okay.
I just feel like brown goes good with my brown skin tone. So I love this. Gildan, you can't go wrong with Gildan. Y'all know this. If you ever got a t-shirt from school, you know they do Gildan only. But no, seriously, I love how consistent the logo is, even just on the shirt, like no discrepancies. And I mean, it does look very cozy. Like I feel like you should leave it with me and let me wear it home. That's just, y'all comment and tell him to leave it with me. But no, seriously, and your folding skills are immaculate
Thank you. I
as
used to
well.
work at Dillard's.
I was about to say, was it Dillard's,
Yeah,
Macy's, H&M?
yeah.
What was it?
Every job I probably had it. I've probably done
You are a
it.
man of many talents, I
Yeah,
tell you. So listen, before we kind of get into, where people can support you,
yeah.
how they can subscribe or follow you and all that, I kind of want to know, you've walked us a bit through how you've gotten to this point,
Mhm.
but what's next for you? Like, do you have an end goal or an end game for
Yeah.
Mauve Electronics?
Yeah. Let me think on that. That's a really good question. End goal, I'll say this just for myself. Whether it's Mauve Electronics or I might make a new company, I will continue to be an entrepreneur
Yep.
at
Okay.
the end of the day, no matter what. Whether I move into another industry altogether outside of the tech industry and the tech side, if you see me open up a restaurant, don't be surprised.
Oh, I'll be there.
Don't be surprised, because at the core of myself, I am somebody that I just enjoy creating and packaging the customer experience for
Yeah.
specific people. But
Oh,
to talk about
that was like so intense.
but to talk about what's next for Mauve Electronics, we are really focusing on bringing the Milestone Charger concept to our local communities.
Okay.
And so this is actually the first time that I'm speaking about this.
Oh, now that's what makes
this is an exclusive. Our new line of how would I say this? It would be a charging station line,
Okay.
right? It would be called Mauve Go.
I love that.
And we're going to partner with businesses starting off in Atlanta area, that could benefit from having chargers in their establishment for their customers. A lot of customers struggle with keeping their phones charged, and so if you're able to keep somebody's phone charged, you're able to keep them longer. And if you can keep them longer, they'll spend more money in your business.
Come on now.
That essentially. And so I'm working on that right now, Mauve Go. That's my other baby that I'm working on alongside Milestone. And so just stay tuned. Stay tuned. I will definitely share more information with you that we can share with your audience. But yeah, just stay tuned for Mauve Go and what that will look like. That's all I'll say for now.
Okay. No, y'all listen, that actually sounds like that's gonna be legit. I mean, this is legit. I'm not taking away from what you're already doing at all, but I mean the passion in that butt tells me that's about to be your hottest new thing. And I mean, I'm wishing you nothing but success. You already know that. And how can we actually keep up with, the progress of Mauve Go or even Milestone, Mauve Electronics?
I would say, one, go to our website. Okay. Mauvestone.com. And just stay up to date. Follow us on Instagram at the Mauvestone on Instagram. Twitter, here or there. But really, we're really focusing on growing Instagram at the moment. So follow us on Instagram at the Mauvestone and just stay up to date of what we have to offer. Anything about Mauve Go, if you're interested in learning about Mauve Go, it will be posted on the Mauvestone official page. Yeah. If you're looking for Mauve Go specifics.
Okay. Listen, I have thoroughly enjoyed sitting here talking with you. I learned a lot myself, and I knew him a little bit before this. So that's kind of what I love about this. Like, people open up and they really share things that people don't already know. And I feel like, going back to what you said about packaging that that customer experience, people like to know people. Like you just said, people like to see themselves in your product. People like to see themselves in your brand. But people are also nosy. And they just want to know, like, who is this guy? Who is this girl? And why would I want to even support you? But I am curious, because something that I want to do this year is offer people an opportunity to talk a little bit about their personal lives. You don't have to get too personal. Okay. But, what are you doing out here in these Atlanta streets? Like, where would you recommend, we go have a good time for the people who drink, maybe a good drink? Or, like, what is Martin doing outside of holding down Mauve Electronics?
I am rather boring.
I love that. I'm so boring. I love it.
No, I stay in the comforts of my home. Okay. When I get off work, I typically just stay inside. If I were to go somewhere, Piedmont Park would be somewhere that I would recommend. Okay. When it gets warmer outside. When when it gets warmer. I love going to the park. I like walking around. But I am also interested in finding more restaurants.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to stick with me because I'm a
I need to
foodie.
stick with you.
You need to stick with me. I have you good and thick.
Yeah.
I have you good and thick. Okay.
But I pretty much stay. I stay inside. And I would say I'm always thinking of things, so I typically just stay inside and just write my ideas down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I love to know that you are a workaholic. Y'all need to get out the house though. Get off that couch. Go have some fun. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Martin, thank you so much for coming onto the show. If you guys were feeling anything that he was saying, if you've got any questions, please leave us some feedback down below in the comments. If you haven't already, at this point, I don't know how, but go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you like the video, share it with someone who you know may need some of the motivation that Martin spoke about, or looking for some pretty trendy, cool products, some techies and things like that. And do not forget to always suggest me new people, you guys. I'm always looking to expand my network, expand Room 1002 scope. I really want to know who's hot and who's up and coming right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Martin, you got anything for the people before we close out?
The only thing I'll say is continue watching, continue supporting.
Thank you.
I enjoy just watching you shine and flourish. So I'm happy to be here.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Cue the music from Mr. Krabs with the violin. Okay, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. Listen, make sure you come back, but until next time, y'all.
This is pretty crazy to think about. Room 1003. We be on YouTube. You can find me out in the streets.